Hazrat Yousaf, a.s. It is related that among the reasons for its revelation is that the Jews asked the Prophet Muhammad, PBUH, to tell them about Hazrat Yousaf, a.s. PBUH, who was one of their old prophets. Allah the Almighty declared, "We relate unto you, Muhammad, the best of stories through our revelations unto you, of this Quran. And before this, i.e. before the coming of divine inspiration to you, you were among those who knew nothing about it, the Quran." Ch 12:3 Quran. The story begins with a dream and ends with its interpretation. Hazrat Yousaf, a.s., said, "O my father, verily, I saw, in a dream, 11 stars and the sun and the moon, I saw them prostrating themselves to me." Ch 12:4. His father's face lit up. He foresaw that Hazrat Yousaf, a.s., would be one through whom the prophecy of his grandfather, Prophet Ibrahim, a.s., would be fulfilled, in that his offspring would keep the light of Abraham's house alive and spread Allah's message to mankind. However, the father was well aware of the jealousy of Hazrat Yousaf, a.s. brothers, so he warned him against telling his dream to his brothers. "O my son, relate not your vision to your brothers, lest they arrange a plot against you. Verily, verily, Satan is to man an open enemy. Thus will your Lord choose you and teach you the interpretation of dreams, and other things, and perfect his favor on you and on the offspring of Hazrat Yaqoub, a.s., as he perfected it on your fathers, Ibrahim, and Ishaaq aforetime. Verily, your Lord is all-knowing, all-wise." Ch 12:5-6. Hazrat Yousaf, a.s., heeded his father's warning. He did not tell his brothers what he had seen. It is well known that they hated him so much that it was difficult for him to feel secure telling them what was in his heart and in his dreams. Hazrat Yousaf, a.s., was 18 years old, very handsome and robust, with a gentle temperament. He was respectful, kind and considerate. His brother Benjamin was equally pleasant. Both were from one mother, Rachel. Because of their refined qualities, the father loved the two more than his other children, and would not let them out of his sight. To protect them, he kept them busy with work in the house garden. Due to jealousy, it is said, one from among them, his brothers, said, "Kill not Hazrat Yousaf, a.s., but if you must do something, throw him down to the bottom of a well, he will be picked up by some caravan of travelers." Ch 12:8-10. Their next movement opened the scene between them and their father Hazrat Yaqoub, as, they said, "O our father, why do you not trust us with Hazrat Yousaf, a.s., when we are indeed his well-wishers? Send him with us tomorrow to enjoy himself and play, and verily we will take care of him." He, Hazrat Yaqoub, a.s., said, "Truly, it saddens me that you should take him away. I fear lest a wolf should devour him, while you are careless of him." They said, "If a wolf devours him, while we are usba, a strong group, to guard him, then surely we are the losers." Ch 12:11-14. Hazrat Yaqoub, as, suggested a point, which had not occurred to them in their discussion. He feared that the wolves within them would eat him. They were excited that they could now get rid of Hazrat Yousaf, a.s., for after this they could stand a better chance of receiving their father's affection. On leaving home, they went directly to the well, as they had planned, on the pretext of drinking water. One of them put his arms around Hazrat Yousaf, a.s., and held him tightly. Startled by this unusual behavior, Hazrat Yousaf, a.s., struggled to free himself. More brothers rushed to hold him. One of them removed his shirt. Some more joined in to lift Hazrat Yousaf, a.s., up and cast him into the deep well. Hazrat Yousaf, a.s.'s piteous pleas made no difference to their cruel hearts. Then Allah revealed to Hazrat Yousaf, a.s., that he was safe and should not fear, for he would meet them again someday to remind them of what they had done. The brothers returned to their father, and it is said, and they came to their father in the early part of the night weeping. Ch 12:16. The scene here is dark night, broken by the crying of 10 men. The father is sitting in his house when the sons enter, the darkness of night covering the darkness of their hearts and the darkness of their lives struggling to come out. Hazrat Yaqoub, a.s., wondered aloud, "Why this weeping? Has anything happened to our flock?" They answered crying, "O our father, we went racing with one another, and left Hazrat Yousaf, a.s., by our belongings and a wolf devoured him, but you will never believe us even when we speak the truth. Ch 12:17. They brought his shirt stained with false blood. Ch 12:18. Deep down in the heart Hazrat Yaqoub, knew that his beloved son was still alive and that his other sons were lying. He held the blood stained in his hands, spread it out and remarked, "Nay. But your own selves have made up a tale. So for me patience is more fitting. It is Allah alone whose help can be sought against that which you assert." Ch 12:18. Then it follows, and there came a caravan of travelers, they sent their water drawer, and he let down his bucket into the well. He said, "What a good news! Here is a boy." So they hid him as merchandise, a slave. And Allah was the all-knower of what they did. They sold him for a low price, for a few dirhams, for a few silver coins. They were of those who regarded him insignificant. He, the chief, the Aziz, from Egypt who bought him said to his wife, "Make his stay comfortable, maybe he will profit us or we shall adopt him as a son." Thus did we establish Hazrat Yousaf in the land, that we might teach him the interpretation of events. Ch 12:19-21. Hazrat Yousaf smiled at his benefactor, the chief, thanked him, and promised to be loyal. Hazrat Yousaf felt at ease, for at last he was sheltered and would be well cared for. He thanked Allah over and over and wondered at the mysterious of life. However, his heart ached with longing for his parents and brother Benjamin, and he shed tears daily. Hazrat Yousaf was made the personal attendant of the chief minister's wife. He was obedient and ever obliging. With his pleasant manners and charming behavior, he won everybody's heart. The days passed and Hazrat Yousaf grew. Almighty Allah said, "And when he, Hazrat Yousaf attained his full manhood, we gave him wisdom and knowledge, the prophethood, thus we reward the doers of good." Ch 12:22. He was given wisdom in affairs and knowledge of life and its conditions. He was given the art of conversation, captivating those who heard him. He was given nobility and self-restraint, which made him an irresistible personality. His master soon knew that Allah had graced him with Hazrat Yousaf Therefore, he put Hazrat Yousaf in charge of his household, honored him, and treated him as a son. The wife of the chief minister, Zuleika, watched Hazrat Yousaf from day to day. She ate with him, listened to him, and her wonder increased over the passion of time. Hazrat Yousaf was soon confronted with his second trial. The chief minister's wife, Zuleika, could not resist the handsome Hazrat Yousaf and her obsession with him caused her sleepless nights. She fell in love with him. Allah the Almighty told us, and she, in whose house he was, sought to seduce him, to do an evil act, she closed the doors and said, "Come on, O you." He said, "I seek refuge in Allah, or Allah forbid. Truly he, your husband, is my master. He made my stay agreeable. So I will never betray him. Verily, the Zalimin, wrong, evildoers, will never be successful." Indeed she did desire him and he would have inclined to her desire had he not seen the evidence of his Lord. Thus it was, that we might turn away from evil and illegal sexual intercourse. Surely, he was one of our chosen, guided slaves. Ch 12:23-24. Hazrat Yousaf's refusal only heightened her passion. As he moved to the door to escape, she ran after him and caught hold of his shirt. It is said, so they raced with one another to the door, and she tore his shirt from the back. They both found her lord, her husband, at the door. Ch 12:25. She immediately changed her tone to anger, and, showing the torn piece of the shirt in her hand, asked her husband, "What is the recompense, punishment, for him who intended an evil design against your wife, except that he be put in prison or a painful torment?" Ch 12:25. She was now accusing Hazrat Yousaf of molesting her, and it is said, he, Hazrat Yousaf said, "It was she that sought to seduce me," and a witness of her household bore witness saying, "If it be that his shirt is torn from the front, then her tale is true, and he is a liar. But if it be that his shirt is torn from the back, then she has told a lie and he is speaking the truth. So when he, the husband, saw his, Hazrat Yousaf, A.S.'s, shirt was torn at the back, her husband said, "Surely, it is a plot of you women. Certainly mighty is your plot. O Hazrat Yousaf, as. Turn away from this. O woman. Ask forgiveness for your sin. Verily, you were of the sinful." Ch 12:26-29 Quran. Almighty Allah related the scene of the banquet which Zuleika prepared to show that other women could be under the beauty of Hazrat Yousaf, as, in his words, so when she heard of their accusation, she sent for them and prepared a banquet for them. She gave each one of them a knife to cut the foodstuff with, and she said to Hazrat Yousaf, as, "Come out before them." Then, when they saw him, they exalted him at his beauty, and, in their astonishment, cut their hands. They said, "How perfect is Allah, or Allah forbid. No man is this. This is none other than a noble angel." She said, "This is he, the young man, about whom you did blame me, for his love, and I did seek to seduce him, but he refused. And now if he refuses to obey my order, he shall certainly be cast into prison, and will be one of those who are disgraced." He said, "O my Lord, prison is more to my liking than that to which they invite me. Unless you turn away their plot from me, I will feel inclined towards them and be one of those who commit sin and deserve blame or those who do deeds of the ignorant." So his Lord answered his invocation and turned away from him their plot. Verily, he is the all-hearer, the all-knower. Ch 12:31-34. That evening, Zuleika convinced her husband that the only way to save her honor was to put Hazrat Yousaf, as, in prison, otherwise she would not be able to control herself or to safeguard his prestige. He was left with no choice and he sent Hazrat Yousaf, as, to prison for a few years, but he made patience his own, praying to Allah who gave him the ability to interpret dreams. As such he explained the king's dream. He sees himself on the banks of the Nile River. The water is receding before him, becoming mere mud. The fish begin to skip and jump in the mud. 7 fat cows come out of the river followed by 7 lean cows. The 7 lean ones devour the 7 fat ones, as, there will be 7 years of abundance. If the land is properly cultivated, there will be an excess of good harvest, more than the people will need. This should be stored. Thereafter, 7 years of famine will follow, during which time the excess grain could be used. He also advised that during the famine they should save some grain to be used for seed for the next harvest. After 7 years of drought, there will be a year during which water will be plentiful. If the water is properly used, grapevines and olive trees will grow in abundance, providing plenty of grapes and olive oil. The cupbearer hurried back with the good news. The king was fascinated by Hazrat Yousaf, A.S.'s interpretation. He commanded that Hazrat Yousaf, A.S., be set free from prison and presented to him at once. The king's envoy went to fetch him immediately, but Hazrat Yousaf, A.S., refused to leave the prison unless his innocence was proven. The king felt that Hazrat Yousaf, A.S., had been harmed unfairly, but he did not know exactly how. Under request of the king, the wife of the chief minister came and boldly confessed that she had lied and he had told the truth. The king informed Hazrat Yousaf, A.S., that his innocence was established and ordered him to come to the palace for an interview. The king recognized his noble qualities. When Hazrat Yousaf, A.S., came, the king spoke to him in his tongue. Hazrat Yousaf, A.S.'s replies astonished the king with his cultural refinement and wide knowledge. Then the conversation turned to the dream. Hazrat Yousaf, A.S., advised the king to start planning for years of famine ahead. He informed him that the famine would affect not only Egypt but the neighboring countries as well. The king offered him a high position. Hazrat Yousaf, A.S., asked to be made controller of the granaries so that he could guard the nation's harvest and thereby safeguard it during the anticipated drought. By this Hazrat Yousaf, A.S., did not mean to seize an opportunity or personal gain. He merely wanted to rescue hungry nations for a personal gain. He merely wanted to rescue hungry nations for a period of 7 years. It was a sheer nobleness on his part in that he wanted to ensure that many people would not die as a result. The wheels of time turned. During the 7 good years, Hazrat Yousaf A.S. had full control over the cultivation, harvesting, and storage of crops. During the following 7 years, drought followed and famine spread throughout the region, including Canaan, the homeland of Hazrat Yousaf A.S. Hazrat Yousaf A.S. advised the king that as his kingdom was blessed with reserved grain, he should sell his grain to the needy nations at a fair price. The king agreed, and the good news spread all over the region. Hazrat Yaqoub A.S. sent 10 of his sons, all except Benjamin, to Egypt to purchase provisions. Hazrat Yousaf A.S. heard of the 10 brothers who had come from afar and who could not speak the language of the Egyptians. When they called on him to purchase their needs, Hazrat Yousaf A.S. immediately recognized his brothers, but they did not know him. Hazrat Yousaf A.S. received them warmly. After supplying them with provisions, he asked where they had come from. They explained, "We are 11 brothers, the children of a noble prophet. The youngest is at home tending to the needs of our aging father." On hearing this, Hazrat Yousaf A.S.'s eyes filled with tears, his longing for home swelled up in his heart, as well as his longing for his beloved parents and his loving brother Benjamin. "Are you truthful people?" Hazrat Yousaf A.S. asked them. Perturbed they replied, "What reason should we have to state an untruth? If what you say is true, then bring your brother as proof and I will reward you with double rations. But if you do not bring him to me, it would be better if you do not return." Hazrat Yousaf A.S. warned them. They assured him that they would gladly fulfill his command, but that they would have to get their father's permission. As an inducement to return with their brother, Hazrat Yousaf A.S. ordered his servant to secretly place the purse, with the money they had paid, into one of their grain sacks. The brothers returned to their father. Before they could unload the camels, they greeted him, then criticized him. "We were denied some supplies because you did not let your son go with us. They would not give us food for absentees. Why would you not entrust him with us? Please, send him with us, and we shall take care of him." At first Hazrat Yaqoub A.S. was reluctant but accepted after his sons promised him to return his younger son safe and sound. In brief, the 2 brothers finally met. Allah revealed to us what happened at their meeting with their father. "Return to your father and say, 'O our father. Verily, your son, Benjamin, has stolen, and we testify not except according to what we know, and we could not know the unseen. And ask the people of the town where we have been, and the caravan in which we returned, and indeed we are telling the truth.'" He, Hazrat Yaqoub A.S. said, "Nay, but your own selves have beguiled you into something. So patience is most fitting for me. Maybe Allah will bring them back all to me. Truly only He is all-knowing, all-wise." And he turned away from them and said, "Alas, my grief for Hazrat Yousaf A.S." And he lost his sight because of the sorrow that he was suppressing. Ch 12:81-84. The father was deeply hurt. Only prayer could comfort him and strengthen his faith and patience. Weeping all those years for his beloved son Hazrat Yousaf A.S., and now one more of his best sons had been snatched from him, Hazrat Yaqoub A.S. almost lost his sight. The other sons pleaded with him, "O father, you are a noble prophet and a great messenger of Allah. Unto you descended revelation and people received guidance and faith from you. Why are you destroying yourself in this way?" Hazrat Yaqoub A.S. replied, "Rebuking me will not lessen my grief. Only the return of my sons will comfort me. My sons, go in search of Hazrat Yousaf A.S. and his brother, do not despair of Allah's mercy." The caravan set out for Egypt. The brothers, on their way to see the chief minister, Hazrat Yousaf A.S., were poor and depressed. On reaching Egypt, they called on Hazrat Yousaf A.S., to whom they pleaded, "O ruler of the land. A hard time has hit us and our family, and we have brought but poor capital, so pay us full measure and be charitable to us. Truly, Allah does reward the charitable." Ch 12:88. At the end, they begged Hazrat Yousaf A.S., who said, "I am Hazrat Yousaf A.S., and his is my brother, Benjamin. Allah has indeed been gracious to us." Ch 12:90. They were forgiven and Hazrat Yousaf A.S. embraced them, and together they wept with joy. It was not possible for Hazrat Yousaf AS to leave his responsible office without proper replacement, so he advised his brothers, "Go with this shirt of mine, and cast it over the face of my father, he will become clear-sighted, and bring to me all your family." Ch 12 hours 93 minutes, and so the caravan headed back for Palestine. And when the caravan departed, their father said, "I do indeed feel the smell of Hazrat Yousaf AS, if only you think me not a dotard, a person who has weakness of mind because of old age." They said, "By Allah! Certainly, you are in your old error." Then, when the bearer of the glad tidings arrived, he cast the shirt over his face, and he became clear-sighted. He said, "Did I not say to you, I know from Allah that which you know not?" They said, "O our father! Ask forgiveness from Allah for our sins, indeed we have been sinners." Ch 12:94-97. The story began with a dream and it ends with the interpretation of the dream. Almighty Allah narrated. He said, "I will ask my Lord for forgiveness for you, verily, only He is the oft-forgiving, the most merciful." Then, when they entered unto Hazrat Yousaf AS, he betook his parents to himself and said, "Enter Egypt, if Allah will, in security." And he raised his parents to the throne and they fell down before him prostrate. And he said, "O my father! This is the interpretation of my dream of old. My Lord has made it come true. He was indeed good to me, when he took me out of prison, and brought you all here out of the Bedouin life, after Satan had sown enmity between me and my brothers. Certainly, my Lord is the most courteous and kind unto whom he will. Truly only he is the all-knowing, the all-wise." Ch 12:98-100. Before he died, Hazrat Yaqoub, as the PBUH, advised his children to adhere to the teachings of Islam, the religion of all of Allah's prophets. Allah the Almighty revealed, "Or were you witnesses when death approached Hazrat Yaqoub AS? When he said unto his sons, What will you worship after me? They said, We shall worship your Ilah, God Allah, the Ilah, God, of your father Abraham, Ishmael, Isaac, one Ilah, God, and to him we submit in Islam." Ch 12:133 Quran. Hazrat Yousaf, as the PBUH, at the moment of his death, asked his brothers to bury him beside his forefathers if they were to leave Egypt. So when Hazrat Yousaf, as the PBUH, passed away, he was placed in a coffin until such a time as he could be taken out of Egypt and buried beside his forefathers, as he had requested. It was said that he died at the age of 110.